Oh, hello, and welcome to this week's weekly stream of D&D that we play as a group on our stream. All systems go. I am Logan, as always, the host of this lovely stream. We are playing Odyssey of the Dragonlords. It is a lengthy campaign. We are a good ways into it, sort of at one of the inflection points of this campaign. I'm joined, as always, by my 5 lovely players. Players, would you like to introduce yourself this week?
I would love to start introducing everybody this week. Hi, I'm Connor. I play Sophron, the minotaur barbarian, Herculean strength. He is it's stuck in the depths of audiovisual hell presently.
Perfect.
Both literally and figuratively. Hi, I'm Sarah. I play the character Nemea. She is an Odyssean rogue with still no memories and lots of tries of getting those identities back and learning that she's just cursed. And we're gonna have to figure out how to learn our name some other kind of way.
Hi everyone, my name's Sean, he, him, and I play Aeneas, who is a Circle of Stars druid. He is not excited to go back to Mytros, so we're gonna see what he gets up to today, but I think he's gonna be a little bit of a scamp, a little bit of a rascal, a little bit of a tricksy boy, so we'll see though, we'll see.
Tricksy boy. My name's Abby. I play Elegy, the elemental monk siren. And she is feeling better after girls' night.
Hi, my name's Joey, he, him. I play Kai, a human demi-god sorcerer. And through the power of not knowing the rules, he's really strong. Me not knowing the rules. But also, Kai is very excited to go back to Mytros. Been schlepping it in the boonies over here with these people, ready for some civilization and friends and parties.
And friends and parties. Okay. Well, who is joining me in this vignette tonight?
Ooh, that's me. And
me.
And you. Another two-parter, because their double is fun. Okay. So I'll set
Double
the
trouble.
scene. I will briefly introduce yourselves, and then when we start the scene, you can build out your character description a little more. So we are in Mytros. Rain hammers the rooftops. The rain has not stopped in about 3 weeks. Alleys are rivers. The market's been shut for days. And without crowds, there is nothing for you to steal. No food, no coin, just cold and hunger. But you know who's still eating? Rich folk in the palace. Probably. They're probably eating warm bread, honeyed figs, roast quail, you name it. The whole works. You, Tavi and Mira, can almost smell it. So, when you find yourselves at the servant's gate and find it unlocked, you don't ask any questions. You push the door open, and you are greeted with an empty hallway palace hallway.
Mira!
I told you this was a good idea.
Yeah, you were right. Come on.
Make your way inside. It's again, you've broken into the palace a couple times. Most of the time you have to work to get this far. You're just let in by yourself.
Okay, Mira, let's go. This is the way to. I remember the bakery's this way, and the kitchen, and the good smells. But where is everybody?
I don't know, but I don't think the bakery and the kitchen are in the different rooms.
You know what I mean. It's all the ovens are right next to each other. Come on, let's go.
Okay, you guys make your way down the hallway. You get to a crossroads where there's always a guard. It's sort of like one of the main crossroads of the palace. And unfortunately, you just have to go through it to get to any of the other wings. There's normally at least 2 guards posted out. They're not commonly very like observant, so it's not too hard to sneak past them. But there's always a guard here.
All right, Mira, you sneak by him, and then I'll go first.
Okay. I go.
Yeah. How do you sneak? Just give me a rough description of it.
Like the stereotypical cartoon sneak.
Okay.
Like
Nice.
But you're very small.
very
Nice.
tiny.
Perfect. You sneak out there. No one reacts, so you must be unseen.
Perfect. I'm just gonna keep going. Tavi catches up.
Yeah, Tavi is like geared up to like be a distraction, or like he's like got a stone to like throw so that the guard will like look in the other direction. So he throws the stone, and he's ready to be like, "Hey, stinker!" and like, and so I think he does that and yells, "Hey, stinker!" and then
Yeah.
it just like echoes off the walls.
You've used Hey Stinker quite a bit. It is a classic, and it works quite often. Normally, it gets a reaction out of them that lets you know it works. This time, you throw the rock, yell, "Hey Stinker!" and there's just no reaction. You hear the rock clank, clank, clank to the ground, but there's no exclamation by the guards. You, concerned, sort of like look to where the guard should be, and there's just like empty, like the chairs that they normally sit in are there, but empty. You've never seen this.
Mira, 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 Mira,
I'm
Mira,
sneaky.
Mira. I feel like I'm like running past you.
Clank, 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 clank. You're like, flat, 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 flat.
Mira!
What? I'm being sneaked.
That guy, you don't have to sneak in. There's nobody here.
What do you mean?
Look, stinker. There's no stinker this time.
You look, there is no
Oh.
stinker.
No stinker.
You guys now smell a smell. You were expecting to smell a good smell, but this is like really good smell. It might be because you haven't eaten in a while, but like this is good even for the palace. And you just starting to get a whiff of it.
Oh, we gotta go to the kitchen.
Where's the smell coming from?
Just further down the
No
hall.
way.
Generally in the
Okay.
direction of the kitchen.
Yeah, let's go. I feel
Okay.
like Tavi is not sneaking.
Yeah, you're not sneaking anymore. As you
It's our
start-
palace now.
It's your palace now. When you get closer, you start to hear like gentle music playing, which is odd because it's like the middle of the night.
I feel like Tavi like does like a weird guard hand signal. You know, like stop.
I walk into your hand.
Like grab you and stop you. Something's not right about this. Have I heard anything like this music before? Like, is this like
it's
fancy people
lull-
music?
No, it's like children's lullabies played on the harp.
Well, that sounds nice. Come on, let's go.
I don't trust it. I don't trust it. No. I feel like I pull you and like by the scruff, so you're like little feces. You're like, let's go, and I'm like, no.
You can smell that smell just right ahead. Who cares if it's coming from the same room as the music? You're not here for the music. You're here for the food.
All right. You're right. I'm like, oh, sorry, Mira. You're right. And I put you down. Wait, 1, 2, 3. We go together.
Mira just
I'm
hadn't
going.
even stopped walking during any of that.
Wow, Mira.
You
Such a pal.
open the door to the kitchen. Normally, even at this hour, it's bustling with cooks getting ready for the next morning meal. It's empty. Their lights are still on. It's not like abandoned. There's a large platter of food set out as if to welcome you. And you also hear just this nice lullaby sort of reminiscent or playing throughout this whole room. It
But
looks like
no
it was set out
source?
just for you.
Wow. I
You
think
have
This is
not
so
seen
nice.
food in
we are eating this food.
I'm
This
climbing
is
up the
Charlie and
table and getting
Chocolate
on top of the
Factory.
table, yeah.
This is kids stuffing their pockets.
Perfect. You guys are doing that. And you then hear a click as the door shuts behind you. You turn, like food falling out of your mouths and your pockets. And you see a man sort of standing. He had just pressed the door shut. He's in a black cloak, sort of a greasy cloak. He has straight, greasy black hair. His skin, blue. He has big black tattoos with red accenting on his face, horns curling up behind him. He is a tiefling, or a Stygian, as they are called in the city. They're not uncommon, but they sort of catch you off guard every time you see one. And he says, "Oh, hello, children. Do you like this gift?"
Wow, mister, I really like this gift. This is really fun. Where
Eat up, eat up. It's just for you.
I was worried you were going to say that. No, Tommy doesn't know any better, and he keeps eating.
You're eating.
I feel
It's
like
the best food you've eaten.
we're eating, and we're.
Yeah.
I feel like he wants to see him up close a
Yeah.
little bit, so he's stuffed his pockets, and he's examining him up close.
He's just watching you, sort of creepily, but I mean, you live on the street, so people watch you all the time.
Yeah.
The food starts to get really heavy, and you get really sleepy, and your eyes start to shut, and some of the food just falls out of your mouth, and you're just trying to eat, but you slowly lose sight of the man, the room, each other, and the food as you drift off to sleep. And then the man steps closer and he says, "Sleep now. When you awake, you'll be with Lutheria." And that's the
Great.
scene. We'll be right back. And we are back. Our lovely intro video, courtesy of the professional video editor of the group, Abby. Okay. So, does anyone want to give? I always do the recap, but I was wondering if anyone wanted to do the recap. Not everyone at once.
Resounding silence.
I mean,
We should make it a group effort.
yeah, we
Oh
can all
my
say
God.
one thing.
Let's distribute the burden of memory.
How did we start last episode? We were at the forge.
Mhm.
We had girl time.
We had girl time.
You had girl time.
We shared our respective traumas.
2 truths and a trauma.
2 truths and a trauma happened. The new hot
Lava
game
chicken.
of Thylea.
Anything
We
else?
briefly went back to
talks to
Astoria.
Centipede.
Mhm.
Oh yes. Yes. We tried to talk to what oh gosh, the head priest. I know his name, but it's not
Aesop.
coming to me. Aesop. I was gonna say Noah. I was like
He's as
Wrong
cold as
mythology.
Noah.
Wrong mythology.
I was like, that's wrong, but it's the right gist. Aesop and we were kind of on a hunt, I believe, to learn more about Nemea's past and relationship with certain bronze dragons, and we were sort of stymied.
The
in that
universe said
process.
not today.
The
The
universe
literal
said
universe.
absolutely not.
The universe said,
Too
I
soon.
acknowledge your good attempt, not today.
But you're screwed. And then let's see. We decided we needed to go to Mytros.
Hmm.
We visited
But
the
But
first-
instead of doing that, we went to the Oracle.
Oh, we did go to the Oracle,
Uh-huh.
right? I was,
We had
and
some things explained.
she was not
Very
that
She was
helpful.
mostly unhelpful.
What is a prophecy if not mostly unhelpful?
Yeah. What is a prophecy?
I would say that our initial prophecies were mostly helpful.
Oh, that's good. Well,
She
you're not entitled to a
shared
prophecy every time you go.
she shared some insights about how Nemea will find out her name,
Mm-hmm.
and the insight was that she has to believe it's her name or something like
Yeah.
that. Because
Oh,
right
wow.
now she
It's just
she
guessing.
rationally thinks it is something,
Mhm.
but she doesn't believe it in her heart.
Yes. And you asked for clarification of what you should do next. We'll move this along. And she said, you must find a ship, the Ultros, that you have heard about in reference to the Dryad Ultraria.
Yeah.
That Demetria
Don't
is...
worry, I'm on that.
Yeah, perfect. And she said that the probably best place to start looking for that is in the last living descendant of the previous owner, which was Esther and is now Acastus, the current king of Mytros.
Which says not great things about Acastus.
Mm-hmm. Because
you're one to talk.
I mean, I might be Esther, and I know I'm bad.
Let's see. And then what else happened? And then you departed the castle. Everyone was in a good mood and happy. And then you encountered some dragons. They were copper dragons, a variety which had recently come to in the city of Mytros to some amount of fanfare, but they were just wee little dragons when you left Kai, and now they seem to be quite large and able to fly and carry people. They landed some distance away from you, and you were greeted by a man who said, I am Tarkan. I have... He has come on behalf of King Acastus of Mytros to escort you to his palace because he wishes an audience with you. That is where we left off. So, let me switch our scene, and we will just pick right up there. So, it is, I believe, 3 dragons, 3 centurions who have landed next to you. So, we'll take it away.
Well, I mean, we were kind of heading that way anyway, so I guess this works out fine. It's quite a royal welcome, I guess.
Acastus has stressed the urgency of your arrival, so he has sent his best to escort you.
We're gonna fly on that.
That being the large dragons, yes.
I'd prefer not to, actually. My feet are just fine on the ground.
Come on, Aeneas, let's pick the fastest one.
No,
You can do the fancy tricks.
No,
want
I'm good.
Loop-de-loops.
I don't know how to fly yet, so I'm just gonna keep
Well, you don't
walking.
have to fly.
You
They fly.
won't be flying the dragon. The dragon will be flying itself, and you will be along for the ride. I must stress the
Why
haste.
can't we walk?
Storm is ravaging the city, and the king has reason to believe you are the ones who
storm?
can stop it.
Which is in the air, which dragons have to go through the air again. I'm telling you, land is sounding much better.
I feel like Nemea just puts her hand over her ears, and now we're just going on like, he's fine. He'll be fine. He'll ride with me. I'll pick who looks the fastest.
Make an
The
animal
most
handling
daring.
check.
Yeah, I will.
Have you ever handled that animal before?
I'm not. I'm assessing their ability to animal hand, not the dragons.
Oh, you're the people.
So
Yeah.
insight?
Oh,
People
insight.
animal handling.
Okay, that's called insight handling.
I think he did say it was the dragon that would be flying. So
Yeah.
I think the dragons are in control of this situation.
Dragons aren't animals.
Tarkon
Tarkon.
seems like a no-nonsense kind of guy. He's sent here to do something. He's going to do it without real fanfare, no dares. One of the other ones in
Wow.
back, you see he hasn't even really got off his dragon because he seems to really, really like this. The other one hopped off and like they scooted a little bit away from the dragon. They seem to be a little bit hesitant about this situation still. Not like overtly, but they're not as confident as the one that has remained seated.
Okay. Aeneas. Wait, I'm just gonna come with me, Aeneas. Trust me, and I'm gonna drag you over to this guy. All right, we're going. We're good.
I don't know.
Rumor
That's-
was when I left Mytros last that these things were the size of chickens.
that a
How?
Question?
What
to
are
them?
you feeding? What are you feeding them?
Dragons grow this fast. Are you familiar with dragons? Not likely.
No, I suppose no one is.
Yeah.
Tarkon scoffs. Like he just sort of scoffs at the question. Like, why are you questioning something you know nothing about?
Is Tarkon? Did he say he was the head of like the guards or anything, or is he just?
He didn't, but anyone from the city would recognize his name. He is very high up.
Okay.
Like maybe not like the leader. I think there might be like 3 or 4 leaders that all sort of like work together. He's one of them.
Okay. Trying to be a good note taker.
What?
Okay.
Keep your hands
And these.
feet on the dragon at all times.
And does he have
I
a?
really don't understand why this is necessary. And
Does
I
he
want
have
it
a
to be known.
reputation of being trustworthy?
Yeah, people are like they respect him. He is not like he doesn't care much for fanfare, so he's not like out there throwing parade for himself or anything like that. But like he generally gets the law done. He keeps the peace. He is very just in his execution of the law.
If I vomit, it's not my fault.
I guess you could just turn into an eagle if you need to, can't you?
I don't know how to fly, and I don't know how many times I need to say that before it sinks in. So,
I just thought by now, surely you would have gotten good.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Can you turn into an eagle yet? I couldn't tell.
I can protect
Yeah.
myself at high heights.
Great job. So proud of you. Now I'm gonna vomit on you specifically.
Great. Kai will go to the most handsome looking one and
Are
saddle
we
up.
talking about the men or the dragons?
Both.
I'm going
Obvious-
with Kai so that Sophron has his own.
It's weight
It's
distribution.
heavy.
Key.
Yeah.
Saffron will
Elegy,
fly with
surprisingly
Tarkon.
light.
The two of you, Nemea and Aeneas, will go with the centurion who did not dismount, and then Elegy and Kai, you will go with the one that did dismount. Who approaches the dragon first?
Sophron
For
will
sure.
walk up to one and, like, stare it down, get a sense of what is this creature, how does it react to my presence, and does it have thoughts about me, or is it just acting on instinct?
Yeah, you approach it, and it sort of whips its head around and looks at you. Not menacingly, but like as you approach it and it acknowledges, and it goes, "You're the hero. I'm unimpressed. Where are your wings?"
Terribly sorry. Oh, you think everyone has wings? You have to have wings to be a hero? Is that? You seem new around these parts. You don't quite understand how this works, but no, in fact, most of us don't have wings. That
How
doesn't
can you
stop
not
us from
have
being
wings?
heroic.
Where do you fly? How do you travel? Are you heroes
Do
but
it the
in one
hard way.
place?
We roam. We roam slowly,
So
deliberately.
interesting. I permit you to ride me.
Thank you. What may I call you?
Kvass.
Voss. Physically, Kvoth compared to the other dragons, what are they like?
Like size-wise or like demeanor-wise?
Yeah, and both. All of the above.
They're all generally about the same size. Like I said, they're about a horse and a half tall, but they're pretty bulky. Kvass seems very confident and almost like a little naive. Like he wasn't trying to mock you like for not having wings. He just was generally confused. He was like, you don't have wings, but they call you a hero? Like it's like he has not encountered this before. Like maybe yeah. Naivety, not rude.
Yeah.
The others I mean, they haven't interacted with you, but none of them are like growling or anything like that. They're sort of looking at you inquisitively. You get the same general sense of like naivety just based off of how they're like looking at the group and assessing you.
Okay, so they're still obviously trying to learn and figure things out.
Yes.
Voss, how would you like to be with two riders? What should we do?
You just get on. I can handle it. There's the saddle, and you can see the saddle is quite large. Like it's not like a little horse saddle. Like they clearly weren't planning on you coming back with them.
Okay. Oh, thank you. And I will hop on the dragon.
Perfect. The remainder of you mount the dragons, who sort of likewise speak to you generally, and then after a short couple snippets, they say that they permit you to write them. Their names are Isad and Korgum. Qorgom, Sean.
No. Don't do this to me.
Detect thoughts is generally considered a hostile thing to do, right?
Correct.
Oh, okay.
If you get caught.
Yeah, but you can do like surface
And they won't
detect
tell.
thoughts.
It's just if you delve.
Okay. Kai will detect thoughts after hearing this conversation with Sophron, maybe even during it. And just like, is the intelligence, like, is the dragon's, voice really reflected of its internal intelligence? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
like, does it sound like a chicken on the inside?
No. No. You detect thoughts, and we'll say that you analyze Kvass, who was talking to Sophron, and his internal monologue at the time was like, this hero is so small. How does he fight? He does have a big axe. Why does he have axe if he does not have claws? Or why does he not use his claws? Oh, he does not have claws. It's just like this running monologue. You don't get the impression that this is like a stupid creature. It's asking intelligent questions and like reflecting on what it's talking about. It doesn't seem to be dumb or like a pack animal by any means.
It's not like that time we talked to oxen.
Correct.
Or if you talk to a fucking sheep, heaven forbid.
Never talk to a sheep.
Everyone knows that.
Well, Nemea will be chatting away with her dragon about all the cool tricks it can do.
Yep. Yours is Isad.
And Isad. So Isad, This is Aeneas' first time flying, and maybe mine too. So I feel like it should be extra fun. Wait, how fast can you go?
Please, Esau, do me a favor. Don't do that. Let's keep it nice and steady for me. I don't have wings, can't fly, don't want to fall off.
Esau nods, and you see a mischievousness in it.
I wink.
Yeah, you wink. It winks back. Aeneas gets on. It's a little haphazard. Nemea, you get on, and you swing into the saddle like you've done this every day of your life. You surprise yourself with how natural it is. Esau whips around and says, "You've not flown?"
Not that I can remember, but it feels very familiar.
Hold on.
Does it feel right to you?
I don't know if we have time to unpack this right now.
Before you even finish that,
Start doing that, your
Esau
voice trails away.
flaps his wings. Sort of. It's not like a gentle takeoff. Esau essentially hits his wings into the ground, throws himself into the air, and then tries to catch up by beating his wings. It is a rough takeoff, like he was trying to show off. Aeneas, it sucks.
I'm gonna make a constitution check.
Nemea is just doing like she's doing like yips of joy.
I'm gonna make a constitution save, and it's gonna affect the actions I make.
Perfect. Korgum, as the two of you are getting on, Korgum is like, "You must hurry. We must catch up." And he essentially, like, as you're getting on, uses his head to butt you up onto his saddle, and then does like a running start before you're like even fully on. And then the two of you get taken up into the air as well.
Without the guy on.
No, he got on. He was the first one back on. Kvas, Tarkhan, and Sophron make a more dignified departure. But you guys are now flying through the air. You are moving quite fast. It's really hard to even like, if you're trying to talk to each other, it's hard to hear. There's a lot of wind in your face. But it is a beautiful view. You can see this giant like canyon carved into the land that houses the Temple of the Oracle. You can see the sprawling plains and the Mithril Mountains over to your right as you're flying south to the city of Mytros. You faintly see Astoria pass by, and you can, we'll say, you fly probably 8 or so hours, and you begin to see the Cerulean Gulf, the sort of inland sea of not inland, but like the bay of this continent, where the cities of Astoria and Mytros are settled on. You've never seen it from this high. It is expansive. It's beautiful. You can see numerous islands out on the ocean. You can see boats coming to and fro. And then you sort of shift in the direction of what you know to be Mytros, and you just see a wall of clouds, just clear sky, clouds, clear sky. There is just essentially like a hurricane sitting over Mytros. It's spinning, but it is not moving. It just seems to be there. You're still flying quite a bit at it, which is a little bit unnerving. But you do see the dragons start to descend before they get to the wall. It doesn't look like they're going to be flying into it.
Using message, like I want to have conversations with the rider and the dragon I'm on.
Okay.
I want to know just lots of questions about like, is this your dragon? Were you given to it by the king? Last I heard they were chicken sized. I do want to ask this rider separately from Tarkan.
Yeah.
And then the dragon, I'm like, where are you from? Like, how long have you been serving this rider? Are you serving this rider?
So
I hear you must grow fast.
The dragon rider explains that like the dragon is not in his service. They are a partner. They have sworn the oath of the Dragonlords, and so they are now a team. It is not one serving the other. They serve together. He was given this dragon.
You're a dragon lord? Sorry.
He says he's a dragon lord. He explains that he was given this opportunity by King Acastus. He was not given the dragon. He was given the opportunity to bond with the dragon, but it was his and the dragon's choice to do so. He has now been training to be a Dragonlord as King Acastus is refounding them, and he just sort of starts to talk about that. The dragon, you ask how old it is, and it explains that it is quite young, like maybe 2 years old. So it's just, and it explains that, yeah, this guy, he seemed cool. He was cooler than the others that came to him, so he took a liking to him. So now they're supposedly Dragonlords. He doesn't really understand what that means, but it means that he gets fed a lot, and he gets to fly, and he gets to carry people and fight, and that is interesting to him.
What do you eat? What do you drink? Is there ever something special you're given?
Make an insight check.
I have detect thoughts. Is that going to help me?
Yeah, you can have advantage. Nice.
18.
You're detecting thoughts, and he's like, this is a weird question. Oh, he must be interested in what I'm eating because I'm a dragon, and he wants to become a dragon, so he's going to eat what I eat. So then he starts to talk about how they're given livestock every day. He doesn't really care for sheep all that much. The wool gets caught in his mouth. Cows are pretty good, but he doesn't get those very often. It's a lot of goats and pigs, which are fine. But then he gets a special treat every month with all the rest of the dragons. They go separately at night, and they get a special treat.
Special treat. And where is it that you go to get this treat?
So they have essentially stables for the dragons, sort of like where the dragons live. And there's a special like room where all the dragons go together at night. No one else is allowed in. It's just them and Acastus. And they get their special treat once a month, and it's his favorite.
Are you going to give me more if I ask more?
He doesn't fully understand the whole situation, so that's his understanding of it. Is he goes with the Acastus and he gets a special treat.
Nice. Cool. I think that's revealing. I'll, through message, share with others. While we're flying. And now we're landing.
Please buckle your seatbelts. Bing! The little light comes on.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Perfect.
Is Aeneas conscious?
Aeneas is like literally holding onto you for dear life. He is like shuddering and seems to be having a horrible time.
Okay, great.
Good.
And is nearly like, yeah, he's like catatonic.
Love that for you.
Anything else in the air before you guys land?
Is there just like it felt natural for me to be in the saddle?
Uh-huh.
Obviously, Nemea is having the time of her life.
Yeah, this guy, you thought doing loops, doing corkscrews, and he keeps whipping around, and he's talking. You can understand him fairly well in the air, like and he's like, every time he does a trick, he turns around and is like, "Was that fun? Should I do more?" And yeah,
another one.
Yeah, you egg him on, and it starts to ramp up and up and up. The handler has or the dragon rider has to calm the situation down a couple times when Isad's about to do something that's going to tip you all out of the saddle.
The best influence. Great. Is there anything it felt comfortable? Is there anything that feels weird about the ride? I'm having fun, but is there anything where I'm that feels unnatural? Feeling at home. Is there anything that doesn't feel at home? I guess is the question.
I want to say no, but weird. I feel like you have a specific question you are asking, and I don't know what it is.
Weird about is there anything weird about the dragon?
Is it a real dragon?
Is it acting like a real dragon?
Yeah.
Is it acting natural? Is it under a spell? Is it mind control?
You don't get any of that impression. Something feels off about the way the dragon is, like in its interaction with you.
Yeah.
But you can't really put your finger on it. Like this is
something's
the
lacking.
first dragon that you've seen. It feels off.
Okay.
But you can't really describe exactly how. But it doesn't seem fake. It's not like, oh, this is clearly a cow that they polymorphed and taught to fly.
Yeah. Just something is not fully disclosed or something.
And it's not like it's lying to you. It's like you don't get any deceit
it's not
or anything.
malicious.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not malicious, just like this is not computing with what.
But you also don't know why, because like you.
I don't know why, because they don't know.
Correct. Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yep.
Well, but it's a fun ride. And
It is a very fun ride.
Okay, great. That's what I wanted to know.
Any other questions before we land? Okay. Perfect.
Have you seen my mom? No? Okay.
No, they have not seen. So you
Actually, I do want to ask about the green dragon. Green dragon. Anyone seen a green dragon?
No, they explain that the only dragons are silver and copper.
Of course. Yep. Which is not
That's
true,
not
and the
real.
guards would know that because they experienced the abduction of my mother, just like the whole damn city. But that's okay.
Yeah, the dragons, like, there's only silver and copper dragons. There's no green dragons. That would look weird.
Got it. All right, let's land.
Perfect. You guys land a ways outside of Mytros. Tarkon, you're probably like an hour or so from the city gates, outside of the storm. And like I said, it goes from clear to wall of storm. You land, Tarkon has you dismount the dragons. And he says, I fear that you cannot ride the dragons inside the storm. It's a rough ride, and really only one rider can handle it. So I will bid you farewell here. I will greet you at the city gate.
Oh, thank Thylea. Aeneas just lays on the ground for a bit. He's like, I need 5 minutes.
I give you my special store of Rocky, which I used, I think, once before. I'm like, here you go. You look like you need the good stuff. Here, take at least two big sips, and she's gonna like pour it.
Yeah, Aeneas will take the Rocky, be like, I think that was the worst thing that's ever happened to me, and I'm never flying with you again.
Oh, I don't know about that. There could be worse. We could have got into the storm.
I think I would have voluntarily gotten off in the air at that point. And Aeneas
She's gonna
will
like
collect
pat your
himself.
back.
Perfect. You all take a moment to reclaim your ground legs from your air legs, except for Elegy, who's like, I'm used to the sky, but you can fly better than that. It was not very lithe. And you set off into the storm to approach the city of Mytros. It's not like a hurricane. It's like a lot of rain and a lot of wind, but it's not like you're being blown over. It's just like a bad thunderstorm. As you approach the city, you are reminded of its immense scale. Its walls and temples sprawl across the foundations of Mount Vulcan, which is this large volcano that's sort of right next to the city. The harbor stretches out for miles across the coast. This is truly the jewel of Thylea. It is a marvelous city. However, it is locked down. You don't see a lot of people out. There are no ships like sailing in the harbor. They're all tied tight to the docks. Wind is blowing. You see like stuff being blown across the town as these black storm clouds loom overwards. You glance up at the sky, and you notice something ominous has materialized in the spinning eye that is the sort of the center of this storm. It's a scowling visage made of the clouds and the visage of Sidon, the Lord of Storms, that you all are now familiar with. His angry eyes are just sort of scanning over the city, and then abruptly they turn and they lock onto your direction. He conjures a cackling lightning bolt and throws it down in your direction as a lightning hits where you are. Most of you jump out of the way in time, except for Sophron and Aeneas, who do not react in time. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
All right.
Throughout all of this, I want to use my cantrip that lets me sculpt elements, and I just have like a water blocking umbrella.
Nice. Okay, 8 and
You guys are doing.
8 and
Oh,
19.
that's
Okay.
good.
I'm doing fine.
Are you keeping that 4, Sophron?
No, so I have advantage, so I take the 8.
The 8. Okay, perfect. Sophron, you take 34 lightning damage, and Aeneas, you take half of that.
Oh my
Ay, ay, ay.
god!
That would be one away from putting Kai on the ground.
Do we need a potion?
34 would put me on the ground.
Sidon pulls back for another lightning bolt, but then abruptly you see him sort of look to the side as if distracted, and then his face melts from the clouds, and it returns to just a storm. You, hair on end, charred.
Charred beef.
Lightning grilled steak. Aeneas is like, I fucking hate this city more than anything in the goddamn world.
Admittedly, it's a rough start.
I feel like smoke is just emitting from your mouth as you talk. Saffron.
Oh yeah. He's literally still crackling. Like,
Discharging electricity. All right. Well, what the hell did these idiots do to piss off Sidon so bad? This is why you can't trust city folk. They don't know how to
Probably
respect the
have
elders.
dragons.
I don't think that it's illegal technically.
I don't think it's illegal, but I don't
Is
think
it
that
illegal?
Sidon would like it. And if there's a storm over the city, then the dragons can't. Well, I guess they are.
Also, what
getting
the
in and
hell
out,
is
but-
Valis doing through all of this?
Probably
Fucking
nothing.
useless
All of the gods
again.
suck.
God
Sorry,
damn
Kyra.
it, let's go. Yeah, Kyra? Where's Kyra?
Kyra did not get on the dragon when you left.
Kyra just ran here. Remember, it took her a day to run.
You could have piggybacked right on Kyra and not flown, Sean.
Fuck.
I like the idea of Kyra fireman style carrying you across Thylea.
Just booking it.
just cracking jokes the whole time.
But you are not accosted by any more lightning bolts as you make your way to the gate of the city. You are greeted at the gate by Tarkhan, who has put his dragon somewhere. He has put the dragon that is partnered to him somewhere and is greeting you. Also, leaning casually, nonchalantly up against the gate is Kyra. She's like reading a book. She's like, took you long enough. She shuts it and puts it back in her bag.
Kyra, I don't want to talk to you for at least another 4 hours.
I think just to establish this first, like when Kai gets underneath the arch of the gate, he's, prestidigitating his hair and it's like all coming back perfectly. Even when it was wet, it looked really good. But on the final go of prestidigitation, the spell changes and he casts his Kai's self and he looks like a different person. Blonde hair, blue eyes, still olive skin, but
Horns,
thinner,
big muscles.
thinner and taller. No.
Okay.
And
Just
then I
doesn't
dump
look
water on you.
You do that, and Kai scowls, and he just like lets himself be wet.
Targon's like, I'm glad you made it in one piece. I saw that lightning bolt strike you. Glad we weren't there.
Yeah, thanks.
Struck some of us.
Anyway, I'm to escort you to the palace at once. This way.
Right.
He turns
Are there
and
people?
there
out?
are guards, like at the gates, like a normal amount. It doesn't look like they're like locking the city down. Like the gates weren't shut when you arrived. You see people out, but it's mostly like they're like getting from place A to place B. And
Because the streets are like rivers, right? Like
they're like probably, I mean, it's built sort of up onto the side of a mountain, Mytros. And so like a lot of water is flowing. That's probably like a good 3 inches down the middle of the road. There are some like elevated bits of like sidewalk where you can walk without walking in water, but it is quite wet. So people are not out doing casual activities, but it's not like abandoned. People aren't just shut inside.
and this is abnormal. It's not like Mytros has typhoon season.
No,
You don't think the lightning bolt that came from a face was normal?
that's a normal weather phenomenon.
I mean, I don't know. Gods don't seem to be that powerful to do this, so I would have thought a Titan wouldn't be able to, but yikes.
I mean, that's a conversation we can have with Valis.
Yeah, I feel like we're just gonna go along with these guards.
Perfect. As you cross the threshold of Mytros, we are entering a long rest territory. So similar to how the labors were a long rest, this is our checkpoint. We will now be in long rest territory. So we will proceed as that. I envision we'll have one actual long rest in this whole thing of Mytros. So you'll have 2 of these through the whole bit that we do in Mytros. That makes sense?
I'm so glad I'm starting off at
Yeah,
40% health. It's
correct.
great.
There had
I'm
to
glad
be...
to do that.
Yes. Everyone understand?
It was
Perfect.
intentional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You are escorted through the cities to the palace, which is on one of the Acropolis bits in the middle. You have to make your way through Stygian Row, which is this, like, not an alley, like it's a whole section of the city, but it's very long, and it's sort of between the Acropolis and this adjacent hillside. And it is not a shanty, but it is not a good part of town. It is being between 2 elevated tracts of land, has quite an amount of water, and there are like little boarded jettyways that have been constructed to allow people to cross and to sort of get where they need to go. But it is not currently faring well from the storm. The Acropolis itself has it's the center of the town, politically, religiously, spiritually, academically. Everything important in the town is there. So the palace is there, the temple of the 5 gods is there, the temples of Sidon is there. Lutheria doesn't have a dedicated temple in the town, but like she has some organized worship. That is on the Acropolis. I believe the university, gardens, all of these things are on the Acropolis. Kai, you are very familiar. You spent almost all of your time here when you lived here. The others, maybe if you've been to Mytros, you might have been here fleetingly, but it is sort of you come here when you need to or if you belong here.
Is my like favorite falafel vendor? Is he still selling falafels in this
He's
hurricane?
probably packed up.
Sheesh.
Yep.
Soggy falafel does not sound great.
Okay.
You haven't tried this guy's falafel, let me tell you.
So you get to the palace with Tarkon. He escorts you in. They guide you through marble colonnades into the palace and into the royal hall. You are greeted by a scene of a man, a sort of middle-aged, powerful build man, sitting on a throne. This is Acastus. I will show you him. He is...
He doesn't look as lame as I thought he would.
Yeah, dang. Too bad. He's not a loser.
He is not like holding court or like lounging, like when you found Pythor sort of just like drunkenly on his throne. He seems to be doing business on his throne. There's a group of people sort of around him. To the left of him, sort of up on the same dais as his throne, but not seated, is a woman in sort of a fine gold circlet. She has gold adorned white cloak. She has curly black hair. She has a uncanny resemblance to Kyra. There are a couple of other people in the room, not up on the dais with the two of these people. There is a man very familiar to you, one Gaius. There is another man in oily black robes with oily black hair and blue skin.
Blue skin.
And then there is another woman, sort of demure and reserved, and she's just sort of quietly sitting. It seems like these people are having a council, like they're in chairs. They're not just like huddled up, and they seem to be discussing something. As you enter the room, the centurions fan out and stand at attention. The king cuts off mid-sentence as he sees you, and he sort of beams a smile at you and says, "Here they are, the honored heroes of the Heartlands. Welcome, guests. You could not have come a moment too soon. I am in desperate need of your counsel. As you may have noticed, our beautiful city is besieged by evil weather. We have wasted several weeks discussing... The storm has been here for several weeks. We have wasted several days discussing how to best placate the Lord of Storms. But my advisors," he gestures to the group, "cannot seem to agree on anything. The Oracle's prophecy has anchored Sidon. That much is clear. You are the ones who were foretold to confront the Titans and restore balance, whatever that means. Therefore, I have decided that you must be the ones to decide how we resolve this crisis."
I hiss at Gaius.
Please hiss in real time.
No.
Sound effects required.
Perfect. He says, "This is my esteemed and incompetent counsel. Gaius, what is his title? It's like Gaius is the captain,
Lamo.
Lord Captain
Marshal.
of the Order of Sidon. Chandras is... What even are you, Chandras? I am the ambassador for the cult of Our Lady Lutheria. Yes, of course. Here, my beautiful wife, Valis. Valis says, "It is a pleasure to meet all of you." And he does not introduce the other woman who is quiet in the corner.
Who is she?
What does Quiet Woman look like?
Yeah,
She
we're
is-
all up in Quiet Woman's business.
I don't have a picture of her, but she is a very like beautiful, not like young woman, but like maybe 35. The Castus is probably like 45, just to set the age of the room. She is in very lavish, like red silks. Like she seems to be done up. She's not even looking up. She like looks up. She looks up to see you, but then she like looks back down at the ground. Her hands are crossed. She's very prim, and she's just sort of standing there, not out of place, but she does not look like she's comfortable, like interjecting
so
herself.
her energy is kind of like, don't look at me.
Yeah. And Castus didn't even he didn't purposefully exclude her. He just literally didn't think to include her. He wasn't like, and skipping her.
So Kai feels like he's silly for having used a spell slot because I thought we were gonna just interact with the peasants.
You can retcon that if you would like.
No, it's fine. I think to avoid people knowing him on the way here, but clearly he's with these group of heroes. Obviously, he's Kai.
Yes.
So Kai will he'll go and he'll do whatever the custom is because he knows what that is. He's like a hanger-on at court, or at least in a secondary circle of it, and he'll bow or whatever it is. And when he bows, he'll dispel his disguised self, and he'll look to the king and he'll say, "With all due respect, how much more can you do to appease Sidon? Half your council is his ilk. Half your council is his ilk."
And yet, they can't seem to agree on how their lord is to be appeased. You can now see the source of my frustration.
Maybe it's your seat they're after next. Have you offered that to Sidon?
He doesn't care for this city. He cares to punish the lot of you.
Yes, but Gaius cares for the powers of this city, I should claim.
What'd you say?
Gaius certainly has a desire for this city and for power.
Gaius says,
Do we know that?
yeah, I don't know if you know that. I mean, you can infer that.
I can cast aspersions all I want.
Yeah.
That's
Gaius
my
says-
right as a player.
That's true. We're really setting ourselves up to make friends here.
Gaius says, I am but the ambassador for the Lord of Storms in this city. His displeasure is known, and I have conveyed what must be done, and King Acastus, his majesty, has taken it upon himself to not undertake my suggestion.
And the suggestion is...
The Temple of the Five must be torn down.
Wow.
Castor's like, yes, you've made that point clear, and as you can probably surmise, we will not be doing that.
Chandris, what's your recommendation?
I am just here to observe. I will offer some advice if we cannot come to other accommodations. Yes, great.
What if we
We
give...
certainly seem to have been at a stalemate for some time, Chandris. You can't offer your platitudes now?
Castor's like, do not get him started. You do not want his ideas. Okay, you are the heroes. You have done great things. You have some magic, certainly, that you can dispel this storm. Are you not the heroes everyone is talking about?
All right, pardon me, but your wife is a literal god, and is Kyra here with us?
Yeah.
I turn to look, and I'm like, and there's another one right here. What the hell do you think we're gonna be able to do about any of this bullshit? He's still smoking, and I nearly got electrocuted to death. I think y'all are idiots. Anyways, isn't there some big sacrifice we can do? Do something traditional, appropriate for the Titans.
That was my initial thought. We simply need 10,000 gold worth of livestock. Unfortunately, the city coffers cannot afford that at the moment. Would you be able to procure that for us?
We have more important things to spend our money on. But, Chandris, what if we kill Gaius and then the lady's cult gets another seat on the council? Would that cause the lady to solve the hurricane?
Chandra says,
Lutheria?
the lady, my mistress, does not care for more power in this city, and she would not take action against her husband. She despises you for suggesting such.
Is she in the room now? Is she whispering in
All
your
right,
ear?
well, what, ma'am, Miss Valis, literal goddess of wisdom, what would you suggest in these trying times, I guess?
Greetings, Aeneas. Welcome to Mytros. I am Valis, the goddess of wisdom, the queen of this
I know.
city. You have offered that I, in my godly power, am able to stop Sidon in his rampage.
We're
My
under no
hands are tied,
illusions.
and I am unable to do
course.
so. But,
Right.
Heard that before.
I do not think that we should destroy the Temple of the Five.
Of course you don't.
I mean, at this point, okay, that's great. Right, so that's right. Now we're compromising here. We've set a boundary that you're not willing to cross. But what is the suggestion to move forward in this process? Because that didn't move us forward anywhere. That just kept us in place, right? I mean, I don't even understand. You don't need a temple. You exist. Just get rid of the thing.
The temple is more than just for us. It is for the people of Mytros who want to worship my mother and offer sacrifices and prayers to us daily. It would be a grave disservice to them for us to betray their faith and allow this man to destroy this historic building.
Right.
The
Sure.
Historic society over here.
Yeah. I mean, you're risking, I guess, the whole town, the city, sorry, whatever you want to call it, for a building, which is a good exchange rate, I guess.
The woman who is sort of sitting over here, she's like, what if we just gathered all of the oxen in town and then we offered those as a sacrifice? And Aeneas just goes, Bella, I just said that. I just said that we should offer a sacrifice. Were you not listening? And she says, I'm sorry to speak out. And then she goes back to looking at the crowd. And then Chandris chimes in, the blue man says, well, now that the heroes are here, I will offer my suggestion. I think you will find it amenable. We don't need to tear down any buildings or needlessly slaughter any oxen. What if we just gather 100 children and we offer them to the lady? She would surely sway her husband to stop the storm for but a small cost. 10 to 100 urchins from clean up the streets. It's everybody wins. Valis looks death at him and she says, I will smite you down and I will burn down this cult before I let any child unwillingly join your cult. Even like Gaius is like, I don't think that is a very good option either. And Akasha says, that was your what you've been sitting on for a week now? That was it? Get out of here. Just go. And then Chandra says, as you wish. And he just sort of bows and backs up and leaves the hall.
But like gone forever now? Because that was outrageous.
Unfortunately, I can't dismiss him without... we are already at the mercy of one titan. I don't want a second breathing down my neck at the moment. Maybe once you all solve the storm problem, we can deal with that. Kyra is like, who's in back? Someone's in back.
Kyra.
Nemea, you're probably in back.
I'm in back.
Kyra's like,
Having my olives.
wow, this is some... You can see why I left now. Like this, it's just this all the time.
Terrible. Yeah,
It's awful. Anyway, it would be swell. Like if we had magic that could get rid of a storm, wouldn't that be great?
That would be so swell.
Well, we don't have that, do we?
No.
No, that sucks.
What
If
do we
only,
have?
I mean, we certainly don't have that option available to us at this moment. But it would,
Oh
it
my
would
God,
have been
your
very
bandmates.
convenient if somebody had an instrument that could control the weather. Wouldn't that be great? That would be. We don't have that right now.
No, we don't have that.
No, we don't have that. But if that were to exist,
Yeah,
it
who
would
would
be-
have
it-
that?
who would have that? I mean, surely if we don't have it, like let's do. If there were 4,
Yeah.
and we know
Yeah.
3 of them can't do that because we don't have it.
So we
Matt
have one
says
left.
One left. These are your words. To be clear, her words. So
My words. No,
Yeah.
Fate. In
wink,
my
wink,
words.
wink, wink. She's coming. You're thinking this up, right? That
Yeah.
would be really convenient.
Yeah. Wow. Hmm.
Is there anything you want to ask me?
Yeah, so if there were an instrument that could dispel a storm and you knew the person who maybe had that at one point in time,
Yes, yeah,
where would
that
they be?
That would
And what
probably I would have to hazard a guess and say that would be Boreas, and he works at the Mytros Vineyards.
at the Mytros Vineyards, and that's
Hypothetically,
like super close.
in theory, that was the last known location that I might have checked when I was waiting for you all to get here.
Great. Namia's like writing this all down, and she's gonna like let everybody keep talking. fighting. She's like, okay, great. Kyra, this is great. I think they just, they need to get it out of their system. And then she's going to like sidle on down to Sophron and be like, Sophron. And she's going to like show the note that's like Boreas, weather dispelling instrument, Mytros Vineyards. Kyra, just let me know.
I'll look at it. This council seems to have reached an impasse. If none of you have actionable plans, feasible plans, I think it's best if we just take some time to investigate. Search the city, learn what we can, find its source of this, and see if anyone knows anything about Sidon's wrath. It's been manifested in any particular ways, or anything that could be used to our
If you
advantage.
seek the wisdom of Lord Sidon, I am at your service. I can express to you his displeasure with you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Just to clarify, will you be speaking on his behalf, or will he be speaking to us directly?
Through me, he speaks to all of you. He would not grace you with his booming voice. You are not worthy of it.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
but
we were
you
worthy of a
are,
freaking
yeah.
lightning bolt.
All due respect, Gaius, I think we'll take our chances. Leaving you out of this equation, your conniving and your ambition.
I get the sense that you don't like Gaius. Is there a history here?
Yes, quite frankly, he serves a despot who is bringing death and ruin upon your city. Why should I care for this man? He wants nothing more than to advance his lord's interests.
That may be true. And Gaius, sometimes you are really infuriating. Unfortunately, Sophron, he's here to stay, so I'm going to request that you all get along while you're here in my city. I don't want you fighting with the Order of Sidon. Gaius, I don't want you fighting with them, okay? Whatever beef you all have outside the city, leave it outside of my throne room in my city.
I will not lay a hand on him or his ilk. You have my word.
I will
What if
not
they
harm
come
these
for children?
heroes. Phyllis says, we will not have to be dealing with Chandra soon. As I told you, I will not let him harm any children in my city.
Are children not being harmed by these storms?
Unfortunately,
Yeah, let's
I can't
not
say
dig
it
into that.
a different way. My hands are tied and I cannot intervene in this storm. Much the same way I understand that your father could not intervene in the drought that plagued Astoria recently.
Okay.
Understood.
Well,
Very cool.
Great. Nemea's gonna be like, well, this was great. Reconvene later. Ta-ta.
Okay, sure. We'll take a couple hours or so, but the city is in grave need. I've already started telling people out there, they know the heroes of the Heartlands are on the job, so any solution that you can come up with, we eagerly await, and the people will celebrate because they know the heroes of the Heartlands are on the storm problem.
Wow, that
Great.
was so kind of you. Yes, we will. We will be right on it.
Great. He gets up
Toodle.
and starts to dismiss, and he says, Bella, come along. And she says, oh. She sort of goes on after him.
Does Bella look like his daughter? Like, is she daughter aged in comparison to him?
No, and as she gets up to him, he puts his arm around her,
Got it.
and they walk out of the room.
Yeah.
Oh.
There were only two options.
And it was that one. Okay. As this council convenes and you are left here in the throne room, we'll take a short break and then we will be right back. And we are back. Here is our loading screen for the week. This is Letter to Xander, page 5. So this says, Raspytrion, oathsworn of our beautiful Adonis Nuerdagan, who died in the last days of the war during the raid on Praxis. Archirania, oathsworn to our general Estor Arcalander, who disappeared later with the fabled Ultros at a time when we really needed them both. Aristanar, oathsworn to the mysterious Jacenna Ventrak, who abandoned us not long after losing her dragon, lost in her bargains with the fates.
That seems like a good thread.
We are now back in the throne room. So everyone has left except for you all, Kyra, and Valis. Valis turns to leave, and Kyra goes, Nice to see you too, sister. It's been so long. Pleasure as always. And welcome back, Kyra. I have gravely missed you in our city with your talents and your fun. She turns to leave.
Nope. How
You
can
wanna
you let
take her
this?
back?
How can you let this happen? There are 2 people sitting at this table, clearly not with the interest of the city. How did this happen?
I would have thought that your father would have explained some of the limitations of us. I am bound by things that you cannot know or understand to allow Sidon and Lutheria some amount of appeasement here in the city. So far, they have not caused undue problems for our city. We leave them alone, and they leave us alone. That has clearly changed now, and I am hoping that you all can solve my problem and the city's problem, because as I have said multiple times now, I am unable to do so.
So in the last week alone, they've just been flooding the city and demanding children being sacrificed. That's only been the last 7 days.
Correct. Actually, just recently, and as I've said again, I will not allow Chandras. I will smite him down before I let him harm a single child in this city.
Surely the
Gaius,
children are being harmed.
Gaius has his demands. He's always making them. This is but maybe the 32nd time that he has demanded we tear down the Temple of the Five. It has not happened before, and I don't intend to let it happen this time. If it is inevitable and we must tear it down brick by brick to save the city, so be it, but I will like to pursue every other avenue before we undertake that one.
I could not care less about that building. But what I don't understand is these so-called Dragonlords, you let, surely these are agents of Sidon. Gaius is their leader, it seems.
No, you are misremembering. Gaius has a dragon. He is not a Dragonlord. Acastus has a dragon, and he has Dragonlords.
And Acastus gave the dragon to Gaius.
No.
No. Okay. Who are the Dragonlords
You want
loyal
this to be true, so
Who are the Dragonlords loyal to?
They are loyal to my husband, Acastus.
Where did Acastus get the dragons? In his dealings?
He, if you believe him, stumbled upon a clutch of unhatched copper dragon eggs sometime in his travels, and he has now hatched them through much experimentation and hardship, and he has bestowed the gifts of that endeavor to the people of Mytros through refounding the Dragonlords.
Sounds like you don't believe your husband.
Of course I do not.
Thank God. Finally, the
Snap,
goddess of wisdom is
queen.
sounding wise. All right, let's get to the bottom of this. Where the fuck are those dragons being held, and what is happening?
And what are these special treats they receive once a month?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. The dragons are stabled in the barracks behind the palace. As for where I think he got them, I do not know. I did not understand that there were any dragons left on Thylea, but somehow he has these. It does not sound like you could just stumble across them. And also, I know my husband. He's not an adventurous type. He did not go caravanning across Thylea and just happened to stumble upon them. Someone clearly gave them to him. I have been trying to suss that out for some time, much to his displeasure, and I have not made much progress, but that much is clear.
I rolled a 13 when I asked her what are the treats, and she said she doesn't know what they are.
Yes, you
Is she telling
incite
the
the
truth?
goddess of wisdom, and you do not get any deceit from her. You do get frustration.
Are you
I think
angry?
that's pretty apparent.
I am not angry.
Mm.
Women,
Just
am I right?
frustrated.
I have some feelings about the situation we are in and my inability to do anything about it, and my brute of a husband and his awful counsel, as you can see,
Why are you married to him?
because the people love him and he brings stability to the city, and he mostly leaves the ruling to me behind the scenes, and I ensure that the city is run well.
That's good.
My lady, please forgive my compatriots here. We're losing the plot. What Nemea has proffered to me is that there is information on possible whereabouts of a magical artifact that might be able to lessen the storm or abate it in some way. We intend to search for that. Anything you could do to help us find Borealis, Kyra, what was his name?
Oh, if there was someone by that name, it would probably be Boreas, and I don't know this individual, but they would probably live in the vineyards, and they would probably have what you're asking about. But like I said, I don't know them. Okay, well,
Your sister is obviously quite poor at hiding her information and sources here. But yes, if you have anything that could help us find,
if you
Boreas,
request
then
anything specific, I will do everything in my power to grant it. I don't know anything about this Boreas or this lead. I would advise you not to trust anything my sister has to say. It will only bring you sadness and ruin. When you undergo this task and find out she has deceived you yet again, you can come back to me and we will come up with an idea for how to save the city.
Alright, now, I'm not Kyra's biggest fan, but I will say she's saved our ass a couple times now, so watch your tone, ma'am. Y'all might have some beef, but it doesn't involve us.
You are right, Aeneas. I misspoke out of turn. Sorry. Once Kyra is doing everything she can, she does care for the city in her own way. It might be worth seeing out this lead that she obviously doesn't know anything about and seeing if that is fruitful.
Right,
That's my sister.
yeah.
Nemea's like, wow, yeah.
Families, am I right? Dodged a bullet there, didn't I?
Me too.
High five!
All right, let's go. Are there people in this palace as we're leaving? Like, what's the vibe of the
there
palace?
are people in the palace. Like, there's not like a party happening, but there are people. Like, and this is both the palace and like the seat of the government and the administrative center of the government. So there are like clerks and like people coming in to do normal like city business. So it's pretty busy, just not here in the throne room. But once you get outside of that, there are some people.
Is it possible that there is like a ledger or a box with like paperwork sitting at the council table, like documents that the king needs to sign off on, or things that a counselor might have when presenting like a survey of products coming in and out of the city?
Roll a d6. They were not at a meeting table, but there might be like a small table sort of off to the side. This does seem to be more of a grand showroom rather than actual 3. So no, there's no table full. He must have an office somewhere. It is not here. Or he doesn't have an office and Valis does everything in her head.
Has Valis left, or is she still here
She's
with us?
turning to leave.
Valis,
Yes.
Auntie, is it possible to like for not nefarious reasons, look at a ledger of the palace's purchases, like what is coming in and out of your larder, specifically for the dragons?
What do you wish to know? I mean, you can have the ledger. I also know everything, so.
So we know that they eat. We know that they eat goats and pigs, and they mostly like beef. Maybe give them more beef. Apparently, they don't like sheep. But also, can we trust Valis? We could trust Valis.
I'm the goddess of wisdom.
One would hope.
But also,
the goddess of wisdom.
But also, a dragon mentioned a monthly treat that your husband administers. Not his words, mine.
Interesting.
To all the dragons.
What more did he say?
That's about it.
But there was something a little strange about them.
He also said it in the context of maybe him thinking that I want to become a dragon. Though I don't know if the DM said it in a way that was just confusing or if that actually meant something.
Well, I don't believe that people are turning into dragons. I have long suspected something is amiss with them. If you know anything more about this treat, as you say, please tell me.
Maybe it would be in a ledger. That's what I was wondering. Like if there's, so many cattle going to the stables that the dragons are being kept at. Maybe there's also like ingredients for this treat also being written down.
I will alert the clerks that you have full access to this palace ledgers. While you are away, I will also go review them and see if I see any abnormal occurrences.
I've communicated the conversation I had with the dragon to everyone, so you can all chip in.
Yeah. This is vaguely related to dragons, but don't we have that horn of Balmetria? Weren't we returning that technically?
Oh, you mean this horn?
But it makes for such good parties.
How else will we have girl talk?
Envision. I mean, you can just get one.
I
the
don't
normal
know if
way.
we should return it to Acastus. I don't know
No,
if
I
he
think
deserves
this
it.
is ours.
I think
Do
we were returning it
not-
to Valis
Do not
specifically.
give it to
actually.
Acastus. He already has dragons. I don't want him collecting any more artifacts that might lend him any amount of legitimacy.
Yeah. Right. That's not the point. I thought we were supposed to give it to you for some reason.
I mean, if you
Can't
want to give
remember.
it to me, you can entrust it to me. I don't have any use for it. Who told you to give it to me?
I think Aesop did.
He is.
Acastus wanted it from Aesop, I think.
Oh,
And Aesop said we
right,
could trust
yeah.
Valis more than we could trust maybe Acastus.
Right. Maybe we can use it as a bargaining chip to like get more information.
No,
for a
this is
second.
very handy. Trying to give away my horn.
You can keep it. I truly have no wish for it.
Alright, thank you,
All
Valis.
right. Never mind.
I need it in my bag of tricks.
There's a hell of a trick.
Not to ask you to say anything too personal, but how well do you keep tabs on your husband? Are there times when he disappears regularly?
He is an independent man. I don't keep tabs on him. I generally know what he's about.
Yeah, but he's not like, I'm going to the bar, I'll see you later. And then when you're sleeping and checking in, you don't just like talk a little bit about what happened that night?
No, I don't sleep, so.
Had we noticed like Kyra doesn't sleep?
No, Kyra ostensibly sleeps. She lays down every night and snores very loudly.
The
I think
performance of
Kyra
a
sleeps
lifetime.
Kyra
you're saying-
sleeps for the fun of it.
So you're saying Pythor has 24/7 to be a better person and he still fucks up? Great.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But she doesn't. She's not like, no, he disappears like and goes. He's not like, oh, I'll be back, and then disappears. He doesn't generally do anything suspicious, which is why
I'll
she
be back.
doubts that he went on this big adventure.
Gotta go
and
water
found
my dragons.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if the dragons are just in the barracks, we just need to get to the dragons.
If push
We'll
comes
figure
to
out
shove,
next time they're getting a treat.
if push comes to shove, who in the palace is loyal to you? Also,
All of the priests and all of the acolytes at the Temple of the Five, most of the clerks and administrative people. The centurions would probably be about 50-50, but I don't think that Acastus would generally oppose me because he derives a lot of his legitimacy through our marriage.
Yeah, well, let's not start a civil war.
I'm just saying.
I agree.
One
Aeneas.
child versus one king. I don't know. I'm pulling that lever on the trolley.
Right,
Okay.
I mean,
Thanks.
not
Right,
to
well,
say that
now
I like
I
Acastus,
take.
but
Thanks for being
I
as
think
helpful
you're
as your brother.
misunderstanding the harm that civil wars cause, maybe. Generally, bystanders get involved, and it's not good for anyone. But,
Also,
I think we have a
all of
good
the
right.
dragons are loyal to
Yeah,
Acastus.
that'd be a problem. We don't want to kill the fake dragons, now do we? Be a real shame.
Is there anything else you wish of me?
Where do they stable at night?
The dragons have the Dragonlord barracks is behind the palace.
Thanks.
She does a bow. She
All
turns
right.
to depart, leaving you alone in the throne room with Kyra.
Kyra, your sister's a joy, apparently.
She's always been like that. No fun, that one. Let me tell you. This is actually really nice of her.
Well,
Well, she's in kind of a bind, and she actually needs our help, so...
She could just not be in a bind. She chooses this. I think she likes it.
with all sincerity, thanks for
confused.
being the most helpful god in this domain.
Wow, thanks. That's really meaningful, Kai.
I need a drink. Let's go to the vineyard.
Okay. We depart for the vineyard. As you leave, you make your way not through the main, because you came in from the west and the vineyards are to the east, so you're taking a different exit through the palace, and you enter a large hall. People are like, you see people lined up outside of this hall and like peeking in, but like no one wants to go in, but a lot of people want to look into this hall. And you, Sophron, can easily see over the crowd. And this hall is essentially empty, except for a huge pile of silver at the other end. And curled up and sleeping upon it is a huge dragon.
Is it a silver dragon?
It is a silver dragon.
Is
I'm assuming
not
it's Gaius' silver
dragon
dragon?
Gaius had.
This is not
Acastus.
Gaius' dragon.
A cactus this is.
God.
The people are looking at the dragon, not us.
Yeah.
I want to meet that dragon. Nemea's going.
Yeah. You walk in and people are like, and then they see you go in and now they're
It's
like,
just a dragon.
it's just a dragon. She's oh my god, is that the hero of the Heartland? People start to notice you and they're like, oh my god, what is she doing? Is she gonna and now you're and the dragon are both the scene. The dragon is currently just like snoring, and like every time it like puffs out, like some frost goes up from its mouth.
Hmm.
But as you like
All right.
get into the room, you notice one of its eyes opens and it looks at you and then it closes it again.
Oh, don't mind me. We're just passing through.
It gets up and it's sort of stretched, and you can tell it's putting on a show. Like people are like, oh, ah! And so people are fainting as it like flaps its wings a couple of times. And then it says,
Is it oil itself every day so it's extra shiny?
Yeah, it's got a special diet for its scales.
it says, have you come to ask for some gold or for the silver?
Do you have 20,000 gold worth of silver?
It does not.
Wow. Are you even a dragon?
We came but to
No, I
meet
asked for
and
real.
admire you.
Come.
I come closer.
Perfect. You come closer to it, and it sort of like slinks down, and it like puts a head next to you and says, "Do you like my gold or my silver?" I'm gonna keep doing that. It's very nice, isn't it? Would you like some?
Oh, it's so nice. I think
Take
your silver is
some.
even better.
It is.
Okay, insight check, please.
I want it to be known, Aeneas is casting Detect Magic in the background as a ritual.
Perfect. You do that, and we'll just say that you've finished that, and you get the same impression that this dragon is infused with transmutation.
The silver is real.
Silver is real, yeah. You insight this dragon. Please roll.
I would like to re-roll. Re-insight this dragon. 11.
It is, I mean, you can tell it's clearly putting on a show. Like it doesn't actually really care for you. Like it's just using you as a showpiece for itself. It again feels a little off. But you
Great.
can't explain why. It's similar
Same
to
off?
yeah, same
Same
off.
off?
All of these dragons that you've interacted with shortly, they all are off in the same way.
Got it. Hey, can I get a mental, physical, spiritual off? Like
Mental.
mental. That's my suspicion as well. Okay, great. I will play into it wanting to have this I will give it the show that it seems to
Perfect.
want. And I will say, "Oh, yes, great dragon. I will take if you give to me the silver, I will take it. For your silver is the best in the land."
Take silver. I am generous. Take the silver. Take the
I take-
silver. And it's
I
gonna
take
like
one.
more.
I take 2.
It yells more at you. More.
Great. I give a bucket o' silver. It doesn't tell me. Like I'll just keep taking
Yeah.
it. Does it?
Once you
not
get
tell
to
me stop?
25, it says stop. No more.
Okay. Oh, this is more than I could ever have wanted.
It is. And then it goes back up to the
Perfect.
top of its pile and lounges back down. Does a little flip of its wing.
Great, thank you. And I'll like backwards walk, but like towards the exit. And I'll be like, "Everybody come."
Perfect.
Does he tell me his name?
Icarus.
Can I be like, what was it?
Icarus.
Icarus. Ooh. Icarus. Silver dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Do I get real silver
You
from
get
this
25
exchange?
silver.
Wow. Well, that was very odd.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Not sure exactly what that means, but okay. And do we know that is Acasus's dragon?
Yes.
Okay. Great. I will. I guess we want to continue on unless anybody else is investigating.
I'd like to talk to the people that are surrounding it.
Yeah, while Nemea is doing all of that, they're all enamored with what the show that's being put on in front of them, but you are next to them and you can talk to them.
Great. So have you all gotten your silver at this point?
You think that I could take some? You think that he would give it to me? I don't. I can't go in there. He's a dragon. He's a whole dragon. A dragon. That's crazy.
I mean, Nemea's never even been in this place before. She just walked in and gave it away. The dragon gave it away.
She's a hero. You're a hero. Oh my God, there's a hero. And then you start to like get a little crowd going, or like they start to focus on you. You get the impression nobody wants to go into that room. They are here to gawk at that dragon. They do not want to get close to it.
How long has this dragon been this way?
What do you mean this way?
To the people, how long has the dragon been sitting here with a hoard of silver?
Like 6 months?
Is it here the whole time?
I don't know. I just came today.
Do you feel safe around it? I mean, obviously not. Like,
No,
but
they don't.
But like some people feel safe because of the police. But like do you feel safe because it's in the city and the king has it under his control?
They feel
okay.
they're like Kyriakos has this creature who would like threaten Mytros if this is what they have to go against. They haven't made that connection that you're about to try and make.
Okay. Cool. Interesting. I don't know what other questions to ask. How go tryouts to be a Dragonlord? Is that how it is? Is it just like they put out like calls and then you come and?
No, you have to be invited. I would never. Do you think that I could? Do you think that I could do it? I don't think I could do it. No, you have to be really special and you have to be really just the best before you're given the opportunity. I know someone who did.
Sure.
I know someone who did. Well, I don't, but my aunt's cousin's friend's neighbor, they got in.
Gaius?
No, Gaius is not a dragon lord. Gaius is not a dragon lord. He is not involved in any way with the dragons that Castus has.
All right. We'll see if that's true. All right. I'm good.
Okay. You
I'll
guys
walk away.
will exit the palace. You go through the city to the far gate on the east. Yes.
I don't want to go to the vineyard.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I want to go to the temple.
Okay. Is everyone going to the temple? Or are we splitting?
I mean, Aeneas doesn't want to go to the temple. Aeneas is like, why would you want to go to the temple?
Also,
It's just a
which
hunk of
temple?
bricks.
The temple of the five gods.
Okay.
The temple. Yeah.
The
Big bricks,
temple.
stones.
Yeah.
Kai will not let Elegy be alone in the big city by herself. So, if you're not coming to the vineyard, why do you not want to come to the vineyard?
I want to go to the temple.
To worship these people? These gods?
No, I need to ask questions. Important questions, more important than Kyra's stupid instrument.
It's about
Alright.
seeds.
Right, more important than stopping the storm.
More
You do what you need.
important.
Elegy, you do know what you need to do. We can go and get the instrument.
I don't even know about any of these instruments.
Yeah, you do. We've got 2 of them already.
You have
No,
3
you
of
got
them.
one while I was not there,
Well, you have
another
2.
while I was not there,
Kyra
and
has
one
one.
while I was outside.
Yeah.
When you put it like that, yes, they did get them when you were not there.
Kai will not let you go by yourself based off of your shopping experiences in Astoria alone.
Rude. We did great shopping.
cannot
You
be
weren't there,
trusted.
you don't know.
I know the consequences of me not
It was-
being there.
It was the best shopping trip we've ever had.
Yeah, this little snatched waist over here. Like, that's what happened. All right, let's go to this temple. I'm not going to interfere with any business you have to do, but I will not let you go alone.
Okay. We will go to the temple and then we will go to the vineyards. So, the temple is across from the palace. It is a relatively humble building. It's grand but humble compared to the giant temple of Sidon that is down the Acropolis. The entrance has 5 stone columns. It is smaller than the temple of Sidon, but it has a much higher level of beauty and artistry. It's in details, not just in size and lofty. There are intricate carvings covering nearly every surface. It's complete with gilding, and there's some precious stones inlaid on it. The doors are wide open. People are coming and going in and out. They sort of hustle in through the rain, and then they exit back out into the rain. But it is open and welcome to the public.
Okay, I'm gonna go in. I'll lead the charge.
Okay, you go in.
Yeah, you lead. You set the tone, and
Inside is there is sort of 4 altars on the side of the building. 1 to Valis, Pythor, Kyra, and Vulcan. And then in the middle is a larger shrine to Mytros, and there's sort of a raid with her at the center. There are generally people at all of the temples doing like different offerings, smaller services. There's a lot of tension at the shrine in the middle of the temple because there is a sort of a platform, and there is like a sick sort of teenager laying on it, and like a crowd around him. And there's a priest adorned in all white who is like hands laid over the person, sort of chanting. And as you come in, their hands flash. The person laying down flashes, and then the like illness that you could see on their body has resolved, and they get up and they go to like a crowd that was raiding, and they're like all happy that they are healed. And the priest sort of takes another like breath, and then someone else gets up and lays down, and they chat, and then it looks like this is going to repeat.
Is it silver flash or normal magic flash?
We'll say silver flash.
Okay.
Nemea's
Are
like,
there-
oh.
Are there other priests?
Yeah, there's quite a number of attendants, probably like 50 or so. Like this is there's a lot happening, like sort of sectioned off. Like at each altar there's something happening, and then there's just generally priests and attendants running around. Again, it's sort of like a temple, almost like a civic building.
Are they priests of a specific god?
Generally, it seems to just be priests of the 5. No one's wearing like different iconography for the different.
Okay. Are there is there a library?
There's not like books out here. There's not
books.
like a sign that says library.
You can read?
Yeah. With magic.
Power of magic.
The power of magic. Reading.
Anything is possible.
I'm gonna go talk to a priest that looks young.
Okay. There, maybe.
And
Do you want someone who's busy or someone who's not busy?
not busy.
Okay, at the temple or the altar of Kyra, it's sort of the least popular. There's not like people. There's a couple people there, but there's not like a lot happening. And there's maybe like one priest at that one that's sort of just like greeting people as they come up, but they don't seem to be doing anything formal.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Hello, welcome. Have you come to ask for the muse's boon?
No, I already have enough of that.
You are blessed indeed. How can I help you today?
I don't actually care about Kyra at all. I want to know about Mytros. Do you know about her?
Mytros, the mother of Kyra. She is the silver light of dawn. She is the sunrise in the morning. She gives us purpose and love. And this is the city.
Okay, but that's all just, I don't know, propaganda.
It's
Surely you,
doctrine.
as a very strong and connected priest, have talked to her.
I mean, I speak to her every day, and she speaks to me
How does she do that?
through the sunrise, through a warm breeze,
No.
through
How literal
good
are we?
events happening.
That's not how that works.
This is how she works. All miracles, she has a hand in.
No.
So I see good things done, and I know it's her.
No, you're wrong. I turn around and I walk away.
Okay. Like you walk out, away?
No, I
Okay.
just walk away from that guy.
Okay.
Elegy.
Sorry,
I think we need an older guy.
An older guy? Okay.
a young one and an old one.
How about this one doing the magic? That seems good.
Yeah. We'll ask him, and I guess, has anybody else seen her? I mean, maybe somebody else has seen her. That guy obviously didn't, but maybe other people have.
Okay, I'm gonna go up to this guy. He's doing
The one
magic.
healing. He is just finished up with another one. You get up close and he like breathes a little heavy, and you can see like beads of sweat on him as someone as that person then gets off, and you walk up and he says, "Oh, welcome. Have you come to be healed today? You don't. What ailment do you have?"
I'm fine.
Well, there are many sick here. Please.
I
move
just
along."
need a little bit of your time.
Okay. Yes.
I'm
I
a
will be
hero of
back.
the prophecy.
He like steps down off. He says,
We flash our heroes of the prophecy behind me.
"How can I be of service?
Have you seen Mytros?
I see her every day."
No. Like, for real, with your eyes.
Yes. I see her in the rising sun.
Elegy,
All right, I'm
Elegy,
beginning.
all of
I
It's a
grabbed Nemea's face.
I know. This is frustrating. I've recently experienced something like this. We figure it out.
maybe
Maybe
How do you do magic?
I pray and I ask for her to alleviate the suffering of her people, and through me, she acts to heal. Are
You're
you
like a
asking if she
clinician.
speaks to me? No, she does not say words to me. She has ascended into the heavens. If I need to speak to the gods, I simply go across the street and speak with Valis.
Surely she can talk to people.
No, she has ascended out of the realm. Are you unfamiliar with the doctrine? She saved the city and the world, and then she went up into the sky where we cannot speak to her directly anymore. But she acts through all of us.
But you know who else can go in the sky?
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Sidon. You're like a clinician, but like, what about someone more esoteric? Like, is there you have a library? Do you have a librarian?
I am the head attendant here, not merely
Yeah.
a clinician. There is an archivist, a dusty old man who speaks more in doctrine and riddles than anything useful.
Where is that guy?
Oh no!
Hi, Dose.
What if he had
Where the
pointed back
library
over
is?
at the? That's not what he does. He tells you, like, yeah, you know where the archives of the five are. It's sort of not. It's not here in the main temple. It's like an annex next to it. It's both the like archives of the temple, but again, also some civic function. So it's not just like there is a library in the city. This is like the more governmental library, like the archives of Congress or the Library of Congress
Yeah.
type. Yeah, that is like attached to the temple, and he's like it's right outside. You can go there.
Okay, I go there.
Okay, so like I said, smaller building. You walk in. There's not people coming and going. This is not like a main public entrance. People only come here when they have business to do. Clearly, no one has business to do here right now. You walk in. There is a like clerk at a desk, and then you can just see rows and rows and rows of shelves and scrolls and books and tomes and like small little trinkets and all manner of thing back there. There are generally attendants working and running about and doing things, but there's not like large crowds. The clerk at the desk goes, "Can I help you?"
Are you the old man who talks weird?
"No, I'm the clerk."
Where is he?
"He is busy working. Do you have business with him? You must schedule a meeting."
Okay, where do I do that?
"With me." She flips open a book. I can book you in at 2 in 3 months."
No, I'll just go find him.
"You can't do that.
Why?
You have to have an appointment."
I've made appointment.
For
I peek
2?
over and I tell him the time that's the next slot.
No,
what my name is.
You're telling me you are Harold,
Yes.
the
is
satyr
Harold.
ship captain?
Who do
He's
you point to?
disguised himself because he's ashamed of his saturness.
Make a deception check with disadvantage.
No problem.
She slams the book shut. 2, 3 months from now, I'll pen you in as annoying person. She chuckles to herself. Then she opens it up and she writes it down and she closes it again. Ta-ta.
Okay, when I come back in 3 months, where do I come? Just here?
Just here. As I said,
And where do I meet with him?
He's back there. She points through the open door with no security.
Oh yeah,
Perfect.
right back there.
Just right back there. That's where he works.
Right there. Oh, great.
Kai's gonna like lean down on the desk and like his like billowing robe is gonna like unfurl in front of her, and he's just gonna get like really close to her face and is gonna be like, "Wow, it must be so hard with all these people being so disrespectful. Like you're such a good clerk, and people just don't see that. You're so underappreciated."
Make a
And I'm gonna
performance
try
check.
to distract him. Yeah. 20.
20. She just leans down, like not even looking at Elegy. She like twirls some of her hair. You're so right. No one respects this job. It's really hard. I have to keep track of all of these dates. You're funny. Are you new in town? And she's just fully enamored with you.
For a moment, Kai like snaps when he's like, "Am I new in town?" And then he just like winks. It's like, "You know what? It's a new day since I've met you."
She like blushes furiously.
Perfect.
She is distracted.
I go grab Nemea's hand and also Aeneas' hand.
Woohoo!
Aeneas is not in that temple.
Oh, Aeneas is not here. I'll grab just Nemea. We're going back there.
Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, you scuttle on through. She does not even notice. You get back there. There's a fair number of clerks running about. You can quickly identify the person who is probably the one you're interested in because he has a 5-foot-long beard and like crazy hair.
All right, Harold. What? You go first.
I'm not Harold.
I'm Harold.
No, Kai was supposed to be Harold. Now Kai's out there.
Well, okay. We'll just be on behalf of Harold.
I don't know that.
He probably doesn't know who he's supposed to meet
He
with.
doesn't
Okay.
know his appointments. Okay, great.
I'm
Just
gonna
go.
open up my notebook
Mm-hmm.
to my
have the
drawing
drawing.
of the
Mhm.
situation, and I'm just gonna shove it in his face and see what happens.
He. Oh, wait. What is your drawing even of?
So like dawn forever everywhere,
Mm.
and
Yeah, he says. It's a very crude rendition of Theophiles' 327 rendition of his interaction with Mytros, but it is passable. If you study longer at the university, maybe it'll be a passable rendition.
Who?
Interaction with Mytros.
Theophiles, the
Who's-
great artist of the early 300s.
Okay.
That's what this is it not? Crude, but
Yep.
that's it.
That's it. Okay. Thanks. That's all I needed, buddy.
Let anyone in here these days.
Great.
Great.
That was great.
That
You're
was
back out.
perfect. Go back out. Give Kai the thumbs up.
So you busy later? I get off in like 3 hours.
Kai's like, yeah, we're staying at the Prancing Pony. You know it?
No, where's that?
Oh, it's this intersection. We'll be there. You
Cool.
can ask for Harold. You can ask for Harold, and he'll wink and then walk out.
Wait, what? And then she sees you walk. Hey, you weren't supposed to be back there. And then you leave, and she's like, no. And then gone.
What'd you
go
learn? Did you
outside,
hear?
And you see Aeneas sadly standing in the rain.
No, I'm not sadly standing in the rain. I think I'm like on this. I'm out of the front, but I have been spending the time talking to animals.
Oh, okay.
Obviously,
Yeah. What if
I would
I
like
said
to
there's
speak
nothing
to
but
some-
sheep?
I wouldn't believe you. First of all, and second of all, I would do what I have to do.
Pigeons. Only
Sheep in,
pigeons.
sheep in the
There's
council
a
room.
lot
Sheep
of
in the
pigeons.
streets.
Yeah, I love talking to pigeons. Yeah. So I'm gonna go. I gotta remember. Speak with animals is just one, or if it's a lot of people.
I think you cast it on yourself, and then you can speak with animals rather than casting it on an animal.
You know, yeah, that would make sense. Anyways, I want to ask them about the dragons, if they've seen anything
Walk up to this
weird
pigeon.
with the dragon.
How does the pigeon sound?
Yeah.
You have food? Food? You have food?
Yeah, I'll definitely
Food,
have a little
food.
bit. And he
Good
breaks
food,
off
good
some
food.
like bread and stuff, and he's holding out, and he's like, "Here's one just for free. Now the second one, I need to learn a little
It
something."
pecks it, and then like another food, and then you get like a whole crowd of them going.
All right, boys. All right, calm down, settle down.
They're like hopping up and down.
Fucking problem with pigeons. Feed one is just as bad as seagulls. Okay. Now, I need to know about these new shiny birds, these
Big shiny
dragons,
birds,
the
big
scaly
shiny birds.
ones. Yeah, big shiny birds. Have they been, what have they been doing lately in the city? They've been just, hiding? They've been going on flights? What's going on?
Flying.
Anything strange?
They fly. We leave them alone.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm sure you leave him alone. Any? I almost want to ask them, like, if they sense something, like, I don't know how to phrase this exactly, but, like, animals having a sense about the weather and then this storm coming, and if, like, they sensed anything, like, not just that it was coming, but, like, a change. Like, what actually, like, incited this? And so he's kind of like, that weather, this hard to
bad
find
weather.
food
Hard to find
and
food.
fly,
No
yeah,
more food in
in
weather.
the bad weather. If there's a little more food out. And,
More food. And you get like
Right.
more of them start coming.
oh,
That's probably like 25 pigeons now. Bad weather, bad. Bad.
just
No flying in the weather.
dying of the life. Yeah, no flying. But when you could fly, Could you tell right before anything happened?
No, just
anything
came.
strange?
Just came. Bad weather just came.
Bad weather just came. Yeah, great. All right, well, definitely
Food?
magical. Not that we
Food?
didn't know that. No, not until you're more useful to me. um. I don't think I have anything else I want to ask them right now. Pigeon. I want to find a rat, actually, really. I want to find, like, a mouse or a rat.
Okay.
Not just a pigeon.
Cannot shake these pigeons. They continue to follow you.
Yeah.
There's probably like 50 of them now. Make
I feel like we come out and
perception,
Aeneas
yeah.
is just covered in a pigeon.
like he's walking and there's like
He's a pigeon
a
man.
big
I mean-
herd hopping after him.
I've sort of accepted,
Like a Home Alone
pigeons,
lady.
accepted my fate.
Make a
What did
perception
you say?
check
Make a perception.
to find a rat.
I mean, if need be, I'll use the pigeons to find one animal to find another. Perception.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
You've thrown food and then you hear a little a rat is like watching you, and one quickly runs in to grab some food as you are feeding the pigeons, and you can see it, or you can sense it.
I can hear it probably.
But you get the impression
I
it's
can
going
see
to
the
come in
movement.
and steal the food and then skedaddle.
Yeah, I snap it up.
Yep.
I snatch him up in my hands real quick. I'm like, hey, mate, no,
Hey,
just
hey,
calm down.
hey.
It's okay.
Hey,
I
let me
know.
go.
It's
let me
alright.
go.
Look.
Let me go.
Oh, I got more
Unhand
food.
me.
Hey, wait.
Unlawful.
Nice. Okay. Mate, you're really making a big deal out of nothing.
You're a big
I
deal.
pull out some jerky. Yeah, I am a big deal. Now, I just want to talk.
Give me
or
that.
I want to ask
Give
about
me
some
that.
of your friends. Yeah, exactly. Here you go. Give him a little bit. I got him in my hand. Now, you're going to have a very polite discussion about the goings-ons in the
Well, I
area.
was goings on, and then I was unlawfully accosted by this one.
Yeah, last time I checked, rats weren't big fans of the law, and neither am I, so...
Don't
I
put
think
that
this
on
is-
me.
You're barking up the wrong tree. Anyways... right. I'm really interested in the palace and the dragon riders and that fancy place where they're keeping those dragons. Have you ever scurried on around there? Found any good food that they've left behind?
Nope, I avoid that place. Bad there.
You avoid it?
It's bad there.
Why? I mean, the dragons are scary, but you're pretty fast and smart.
Yeah, food's not good. You go there, you die.
From the food?
Yeah, you just go in, you eat. Gonzo, dunzo. Not for me.
So any of the food given to the dragons is not. No one's. It's been
No.
there for everyone.
No, the good stuff that we can find. Bad stuff. I'm spelling it out for you. We go in and we get the good stuff, and then we die. Boom, kapow, gonzo.
Wait. Alright, can you show me where the good stuff is? Promise, won't eat. I just want to go see it real
Oh,
quick.
you can eat it. I don't care if you eat it.
Yeah, well, I don't want to die. Right this second.
Can't take you there now. It only
Why
happens
not?
once a month.
Well, I mean, how soon is that? Can we set up an appointment?
Roll a d12.
D12. Okay.
Six days.
Wow. Right in the middle. Okay. In 6 days. Alright, mate. What's your name?
Phil?
Phil. It was a pleasure working with you, Phil. Here's a little extra treat. pull out some more food. I say, now, Phil, how about you meet me in 6 days at the steps of this temple, and wait, they do it at night, right? Or where do you find that? When do you find the good food?
We go in the morning.
Okay, perfect. Morning. I'll meet you here. 6 days. Sound good? I'll be sure to bring you something delicious.
You better bring me a lot of that stuff.
What stuff? The good stuff?
This stuff.
Right.
Pulls out empty
I'm giving
hands where
him,
the
like-
jerky used to be.
I was like dry jerky. Right. I can get you, mate. I can get you so much jerky you won't even believe it. All right. Perfect. We got a deal. I put out like one little finger, like shake.
Sure. He spits in his paw.
Absolutely disgusting, but I'll take it.
Now, kindly unhand me.
I'm not even holding you, mate. I've got you cupped in my hands for the last like 5 minutes.
But I'm leaving. He hops out.
Yeah,
He
here you
leaves
go.
away.
I like lower him.
Sucker. And he scurries away.
Alright, Phil, I'm trusting. Okay, that's about it.
Anything else at the temple?
That was everything I
Nope.
could have wanted and more.
Okay. Well, we will say that you get to the gates to go to the vineyards. You see outside pretty quickly, right outside of the gate, it turns right into vineyard, like they're sort of nestled up against the walls, and it is expansive. There are miles of grapevines sort of up along the slope of the mountain, sort of all the way down to more of a cliff beach. Just row and row and row and row, on and on and on. There's like debris flying in the wind. This is a little bit rougher of a storm out here, but the grapevine seems to be holding on really strong. The road continues down, and then you can start to see the occasional cottage here and there further down the road. As you guys set off, we'll call it for the night, and then we'll pick up next time so we can do the vineyards as the block. So that was your introduction to Mytros. So we'll pick up next week as you immediately leave the city to go to the vineyards and find Boreas? ? The fourth bandmate? ?
Wow. This is
Our
really
second
just for us to bring the band
I didn't
back
think we
together.
would reunite the band so quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they're not really
It's our second
reunited.
Bam, bam, bam.
It's like
Yeah, well.
The instruments
It's
have been reunited.
It's our second quest for a Boreas.
Ooh. Episode title. Okay, well, we will see you next week at our regularly scheduled 7:08 prompt. As always, thank you for joining us. I hope you liked the session, even though it was a little shorter, but I think pacing-wise, it'll work out better if we stop. And then we'll see you next week, and hope to see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.